Hello everyone, I've got a short video for you. I just wanted to discuss why I thought the Blair Witch game was worth the money. This game was released on August 30th, 2019. I got it, I think the day of or the day after, and I beat the whole game in one day. So literally I downloaded it and I beat it in one day. Now I still think it's worth the money because, and that's what this video is for, I'm going to explain that. So the game was $30 on Steam. So that's for PC. I don't know how much it was for console. I'm guessing it was around that much. But regardless, you got $30 for a game. I would say that's pretty decent, pretty affordable for most people. But then you beat the game in one day, right? And that's why I'm making this video, because it's like, oh, I got about 6 hours of recording out of the game. So 6 hours of playtime essentially. And that's me moving kind of slow too, because I would like to explore. But yeah, 6 hours of game time, and I would say a lot of people, maybe not a lot. Okay, some people. Let's just go with some people. Some people would be kind of frustrated, I would say, if you only got 6 hours out of an entire video game for one playthrough. Now, there is replay ability. You can beat the game and you can play again, so there's that, right? But aside from that, a lot of people like it, like let's go with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game you can play for hours on end, like 100 hours one playthrough, if you actually explore the whole map and whatnot. That's a lot of playtime for one playthrough, and you really get your money's worth there. But the point I wanted to make for Blair Witch, you play through one time in this game and it's 6 hours and you're done. But what is so important about the 6 hours and the $30 that you spend for the 6 hours is it is so intense. You are at a heightened experience this whole time. Like, I like watching scary movies a lot. I watch a lot of them. So most things that I watch, I just feel like, A lot of people say, oh, that's so, like, the scariest movie I've ever seen. And then I watch it, I'm like, It was all right. Like, good story, but, like, it wasn't that scary. So this game, I got super excited for, and I was already amped up. Started playing it, and before I even, because you have to walk into this forest at the very start of the game, before I even walked into the forest, it was super spooky. It just had this atmosphere that was menacing. And then you get into the forest, and then all this spooky stuff happens. And I'm not spoiling anything for anyone, because I hate spoiling stuff for people. I'm just telling you that it is really creepy game, right? And then you have this super good storyline, right? So it draws you in from the start, and then there's these little clues that you pick up throughout, and then all of these little clues have more story it's like lore essentially that you can read into. And then there's little achievements that you can get for finding all these pieces too, right? Collectibles and whatnot. So as you find more and more things, you start to figure more about the main character. And then at the very end, you're like, oh, what the heck? So you have this really addicting story, right? It's kind of like a mystery at the same time. I mean, I guess that is kind of what makes scary games scary, is because of the mystery, right? But it's a mystery because you're trying to figure out what's the storyline of the main character too. But yeah, so the main thing I wanted to say here is the game is so darn intense and scary the whole time, and it's manageable though. You can manage the scariness because you have control over your character, so that helps a lot. So I don't want to deter people from playing this game because it's scary. Like, it's definitely manageable fright levels. But it is very good fright levels though for people who do want that. Like, if you want to be scared, play this game. You'll get over it eventually, but yeah, play this game. It is so darn intense and fun, and was such a good experience. And I was addicted the whole 6 hours. I'm like, I'm just going to play this through, and I'm going to keep playing. And I did, and I beat it in one sitting, and that was it. So fun. And then you have this storyline that sends you a message about, like, I really love plots and stories that, and of course this makes a good story, right? It sends you a message that you can leave with and you can relate to your life. So it gives you this message at the end, and you can take the message however you want, but I would say the message was pretty darn good, and then you learn a lesson from it for your life moving forward. And I thought that was great. So those are the two main things I want to say there. And then the replay ability I wanted to add on to as well. So you get this super intense 6 hours of heightened experience, right? And it's like great, right? Great for the 6 hours. But then there's achievements. There's achievements for getting collectibles and finding all of these hidden places and people, right? So these achievements, you're probably not going to get all of them on the first go. So you play for 6 hours your first time, and now you can go back into the game and you can play again. It's kind of like, have any of you played like Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5? I think even Far Cry 5 had this. Anyways, those games like that where you beat the campaign and they can go back in and play it again. Sometimes some of these games allow you to keep the stuff you had from the previous run. This game doesn't. It starts you from scratch, I believe. But regardless, you can go back in and you keep the achievements that you already earned, but now you can go and get the other ones. You go back in there and try to figure out, oh, well, I found this stuff here last time. I know that stuff. Now I'm going to find this other stuff somewhere else, and you have to figure that out. And that's what I think is really cool, too. So that makes the game have even more worth. It's not going to be as scary, of course, but so you have that replayability there for those achievements, and then there's different outcomes at the ending of the game. So certain things you do in these 6 hours of gameplay, that is going to determine what happens at the very end of the game. And I believe there's like 3 endings or something like that. So I'm not going to tell you how to get those endings. I mean, I would say that's a spoiler, but there is different possibilities for endings. So I think that's pretty darn cool too. And then not only is this game it's like scary the whole time, but then there's like frightening stuff. Like you just have this suspense the whole time and just like this gloomy feeling while you're playing the game or watching a movie, right? But then there's also jump scares, right? Things that pop out that you're not expecting. And I thought this game did a great job of that. Because normally, like I said, I watch a lot of scary movies and scary shows. So jump scares normally don't get me. But there were a couple, I actually jumped in my chair, so I was surprised. I was like, whoa, that actually got me. I was impressed. It was so awesome. So yeah, jump scares, they've got that in this game too. So that's another huge perk. And then the final thing I wanted to say is about the $30, right? Let's relate that to other things you might do with your time on like a weekend, for example. So one option, you go to the movies with your friends, your girlfriend, whatever, right? Your significant other, or maybe even by yourself, whatever you're doing, right? Let's just say you're going to the movies. Now, let's say you spend $10 to $12 for a movie ticket, right? Let's go with 11, meet in the middle there. $11 for a movie ticket, and then you buy concessions. You get like a large drink, that's $6, and then you get a large popcorn, that may be like $7 because movie theater stuff is crazy expensive, right? So now you've got $6 and $8. That is $14, and then another $11. Then you got $25. Now you're spending $25 for a movie that's going to last you like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, right? So you spent $25, which is almost the same amount of money that you spent for this game that lasts you for 6 hours of fun, or potentially even 10 to 15 hours of fun, depending on how many times you play through this game, right? That, I think, is a great example of getting your money's worth right there. You are getting a huge, like, really heightened experience for the whole 6 hours, whereas the movie might suck. Like, I can tell you the game's great, but the movie might suck, and you're still spending $25. Maybe your popcorn's stale or something, right? Or let's say you go out with your friends. I don't know how old you are. Maybe you get drinks or something like that, and drinks add up fast, and then all of a sudden you're sitting at like $40 for one sitting of like hour of talking with your friends, and then you spend more and more money. You buy a pizza together, there's another $20. Who knows? Regardless of what I wanted to say is money can go very fast when you're going places, when you're going out and doing stuff. And this game, you're spending just $30 and you're getting a solid 6 hours worth of fun. So, in my opinion, this game was definitely worth the money. Let me know what your opinions are in the comment section. I'm really interested. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.